I have five different things. Put all in a little basket. Those little baskets. I know you did. So this morning, no, last night I went into the basket and I'm looking for it. All the different pins are there: domestic violence, JB Foundation, etc., etc. And it is not there. And look, we are going on this nice outing here this morning, bright sunny morning.
Where are we going?
Um,
I like
we are
it.
going. We are going to the National Museum, Central Bank Museum, and then we are going to Trin City Mall for lunch.
College. Of course. Imagine. We were having a conversation, so I just macro.
Where is Farrell? Yeah, give her it.
I take you out. I can't take you out, girl. I'm married. Oshe. Oi. You didn't ask me that. Fine, thank you, Miss Williams. Soldier. Sailor. I ain't living down here. Do you know, boy? You're tripping, girl. At least somebody wake up. Okay. Popping, girl. Belgrove, boy. Mary, Mary. Only look at man, look at man. Not the camera. All right. documenting.
Anyway, take a selfie.
Yes, Mr. Clifton, hi, morning. How are you? Welcome to Central Bank Museum. I do hope you enjoy your day. And I do hope you get some samples. I hope you accepted some samples.
You mean edibles?
And
You want to eat the notes or?
I do hope you get some samples.
I want to know. You go to a bank, you want samples?
I do hope
You want cryptocurrency or?
on behalf of Purple Diamonds, Trinidad Tobago Retirement Association, we have more than more an opportunity and a privilege and an honor to be here.
Yeah, but the samples. What samples you expect to get?
$100, $50 US, pounds, you just name it.
Just have that
You
Well,
just name
you
it.
can't carry that in the bank, you know. You can't spend it, you know.
Right. You know
That's for
special-
archives. Everything in there is archiving. Miss.
You could, but I prefer her to rest her back. So if you could get one of the white chairs, the lady will behind you. Yeah, but you could go in front if you want. Hi, you want to get this close after a couple of please?
There are some children seats in front. You can sit down here because of the numbers we have.
You like to send me in front, eh?
Okay, from here. We have two seats. If you sit on that in the back there. Trinidad Tobago can sit there.
1.5.
Oh, right, thank you.
But toast boy.
I welcome you to our museum. My co-worker is Yvette Saldana. She's working on some logistics. Make this as fun as possible. Miss, how long you have with us? Sometimes, even myself, when we go to the supermarket and places, we don't like to leave our bags. We don't, right? But I can guarantee you that your bags, your belongings are safe with the cameras and with the security officers that are there. It is really to assist you and to assist the running of the central bank. That's just one of their rules. We give you sometimes for smaller bags, but the rule says in writing that all bags are to be lodged with the security officer in the boot. Right? And this is the best place to lose your money for this. That's why I said you should go back there. So we'll do a few things today to make sure that I engage you, to make sure that you leave learning something. Because I know most of you could teach me things about our economy, but I will give you those that I know. I will answer any questions once it is on the museum. The deeper questions on the bank, I'm not an authority to answer that, but all questions could be answered by the relevant department, which I could always guide you to, or with a phone. The hunt within the museum, and you come back, everyone will learn in the end based on the answers that you bring back, which will all be related to the museum. And when you get a chance to walk through our museum, you will see some of those things on your own, because you will miss some. There are plenty, and because of the amount of you you may be crowded by a panel. And we were supposed to have some entertainment for you, but because the person has disappointed and is not here just yet, and I want us to clap ourselves for being on time out of expectation at 9:30.
We come shout. Always.
That's true. Yes. And you demonstrated it today. So I would just like about 4 persons to be the entertainment for me first. I know we have talent in here. Feeling the talent. So that person who did not show up and can't do it today, kidding, you will do it for me. So any 4 persons, before we do our treasure hunt, want to come and give me a little of their talent? Any 4? Anything.
If you want to dance,
Sing, recite, say the books of the Bible, anything. Any 4.
anything.
I'm feeling it. So I'm feeling it from the back. So let's go from the back. Anybody in the back want to come and display their talent?
And you all can't say you're shy. We know you're not shy.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
She wants to stand. She says she can't stand. I asked.
Right. Anybody in the back? So that means I have to choose somebody from the back. So let's go in the middle row. Anybody in the middle row?
Racking my brain now.
I see my face. Don't go in
Was
here
the
now.
deal.
This is a Kodak moment.
Nice.
Just do a little song and you can join in the chorus. Sure. And all of us know it.
If I can help somebody as I pass along. If I can share somebody
make it. Eh? Once I like told him, you're good, you're good. Don't go there, don't go back to school for me. Introduce yourself, please. You don't look so.
Yes, you once, twice, 3 times
The lady.
my joy, my dream, every day worth living for. And if I were to live my life over again,
The volume low, see?
I'd spend every moment with you.
Seem too soft.
Yes, you once,
Cryptocurrency. She say he's singing a different note. Must be cryptocurrency.
the moments I share.
But I don't want to rob you. Do we have one more entertainer? I don't want to deny you.
Well, this is a short song and you all can sing along because I know you will.
You play Napan?
No.
Increase the volume. Yes, you're right.
Boy, oh boy, we have talent. And I'm so glad because I am a member of TAP. Amen. Yes.
Northern,
Yes.
welcome to the South.
I'm so glad. Anyone else?
Let me try something.
Thank you.
Hazel in the house.
Into my heart, into my heart, come into my heart, Lord Jesus, come in today, come into
very good thing I decided to do this. You all would have left today with all your talents. Do I have another? Two of you on board? Yeah, a joke? Yeah. A joke. It's talent, a joke.
A fella left actually was going down to Parkham Cemetery. When he decided to take a walk. So while going on the road, the hearse passing and this coffin fall out of the hearse. Oh yes. You see this hearse, the coffin start to run. It start to follow it. So it start to run. The more you run, the more the coffin follow. So you run until you reach home. One of the second coffin coming up the stairs. He said, well, what trouble is this? You run inside. You're starting to peg something like the coffin, you don't know what it is. You see a bottle of cough syrup. Peg it on the coffin, you know the coffin stop running?
Okay, here is one. So they want jokes? You don't want jokes? Alright, Megan. Only hear the one about the latrine? No. Oh shit. Is the oil in the coil? They're from South.
From South, I like this. It's a lively group. I can work with you. Before we go to the second planned activity, so the first one was the talent corner. But I so love that first song the lady sang. Where's the lady? Could you do it with us again? And then we will go to the second segment.
I thought it would be a little different one to
Yeah,
you
it was nice.
because of the organization.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
I have your back.
If I can share somebody with a word of song, if I can show somebody when they're traveling on, then my living shall not be in vain.
Different choir, let's go.
Then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain.
If I can do my duty,
If I can do my duty as I pass along,
bring back beauty.
if I can bring her beauty to a world of wrong,
If I can spread your
if I can spread God's message as the Master taught, then my living shall not be in vain. Then my
Living shall not
be in vain.
come to an end. I hope we didn't offend anyone, but I hope everyone enjoyed it. Good. So now we're going to do. Everyone will not be able to take part, but we will benefit from the answers. So we'll do a little treasure hunt where we send 5 persons out at a time. They will find an item in the museum that we will tell them. They will take a picture of proof, and then they'll give us the write-up on the item I sent them to search for. We'll do about 5 of that again, right? And then we will walk through the museum, and when we come back in, we'll see the film and how our coins are made. For those who are writing or for notes, I just want to give you about 5 things about the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. I'll try to give you those that I won't send you to find. So 5 items of the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. 1, the Central Bank was governed by an Act of Parliament. That act was in 1964. Prior to that, all the activities or the functions of the Central Bank were carried out by the Treasury, which is across the road. So Central Bank only came into being in 1964 through an Act of Parliament. Secondly, Central Bank is governed by a governor. The governor is the person of high office who has the function of making sure that your currency, etc., is safe. You will see other aspects of what you do as you go through the museum. 3, Central Bank is not a bank that you can come to and open an account like RBC, Republic, etc. Central Bank is the banker to the banks. So the banks come to us.
The mother of all banks.
The mother of all banks.
Go to the head of the class.
Thank you. So that's what Central Bank do. We don't make the money at the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, but we destroy the money here. So we don't make the money, but we destroy. I'm not going to tell you where we make it because that's on a panel. I don't want to steal your joy. But we destroy the money here. Why we destroy it? Several reasons. I'll give you a few. 1, when the money become old and limp and tired looking, and we hide it to put it in the middle to give the driver, it will come back to us. It will come back because remember I said we deal with the other banks, so they will bring it back to us. 2, when you write your name, address, telephone number, payment number, we are defacing the money. So you see, when we deface it, it's a charge, it's a cost to the Central Bank, but we have to print. 3, when there's Scotch tape, the banks will change your money for you, that's the commercial banks and the Central Bank, but it must be visible. The 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3, must be visible. You can't bring half by us and carry half by our Republic. We know you. So we'll change it for you, right? That's some of the reasons. From time to time, governors change because the governor is a political appointment for 5 years or as seen fit by the government in power. And there will be signatures. The signatures will eventually change. The false money, to some extent yes, but if you are found with false money on you, you are not rewarded for it, meaning they don't exchange it. That's the thanks for bringing it in. They will keep it, or it could be a charge depending on who finds the false money on you. So it is your business to know your money. Today you will see some aspects of how you can see if your money is real as we go to the museum. Right, so the rest of those we'll get as we go in and as the treasure hunt closes. So any 5 persons can come to me and I'll give you your first question. Any 5, because we are only doing 20 persons. Any 5? 5 together. 5 together.
Go, represent us.
It's a nice little game.
3 more.
3 more. I like him, you come now.
Ow! Ow!
Yes.
2 more. Any 2. That back row ain't getting up. Thank you very much.
A man going? Look at a man. Wow. Dino.
2 men. So I see your handwriting is nice. say, write on this paper for me. Just hear the question, the treasure hunt for this group. We all benefit when everyone reaches back, right? Group number 1 is going to go into the museum. There's a pair of scissors in the museum. You are to take a picture of proof of that scissors for me. Tell me who used it, why he or she used it, in what year, and for what reason. Picture of scissors, why, when, what year. You can go this way. You can pass this way. Another 5, please. 25. Rose. So Rose has okay, so you all can all take all the picture.
Taking the picture, right?
She came.
That's 6.
Alright, we'll go with 6. We can go with 6, it doesn't matter. So 6 of y'all writing. There's a $1,000 bill in the museum, a $1,000 bill. You have to take a picture of that $1,000 bill for me and say what year it was used. You can pass that way, start to search the museum. Another 5. Third group.
Representing us. Manpower, right?
Okay. Long ago.
They had 6 before. The last group was 6. They need a man.
You are to find for me. When you are coming on the highway, you will notice X structure over there. You are to find a picture of an X, the structure X, and you are going to write why the X is there. Why the X is there. You understand the question? A picture of the X and say why. Go that way. Don't go out the building. Oh, sorry, I just tell them 90 seconds.
Run! Run!
Another 5, group number 4. After this, we have one more group. Group number 4. Any 5? Any 5?
Gloria! Gloria! Yeah, they want you. They want that man. She look cowboy.
Right. In the museum again, we have commemorative coins. Commemorative coins are meant to mark occasion. I want you to find for me two coins. One, the $200 gold coin, and also the most recent coin we minted. The last recent. You understand that? So 2 sets of coins you're finding for me. The $200 gold coin and the latest one. But say why we did the latest one. So I just want a picture of the $200 coin, a picture of the latest one, but for the latest one, say what year and why.
90 seconds.
Yeah. Which part? That way. That way. That's fine. 2 more persons. Any 2? I feel it only want to come in and hold it for
Smile, you're on camera.
Okay, so the 5 of you will go into the museum. We all know that there are different birds on each one of our money, right? Yes. So you all are going to go, there's a panel of the birds that represent each bird of each denomination. You are going to write down for me which bird is on the $1 bill, which bird is on the $5 bill, which bird is on the $50 bill, and hear what? Say oh, let me hear you say oh. Oh. Nice. You already made the song of the $5 bill. So you put Yeah, everybody else had 90 seconds. It just didn't go. Oh, and excuse me, the head of the group and the PRO, they have a question to her. Come this way. Okay, so while we are waiting on the others to come in and we share all the answers, you can just come in and share the answers in the end. I'll just tell you a few things about me.
Yes. Yes.
So, okay. As I said, my name is Cynthia Stevenson.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi. And Stevenson is a rich name. Yes. With the PH, not the VE. The V is like Robert P. No, not him. PH, right? I'm just telling them a few things about me while the others are coming in. So Cynthia Stevenson is the name. I have been working. Let me start with me first before the back. I have two sons, 26 and 22 years old.
You are looking so old.
And one granddaughter.
Four.
I have been working at the Central Bank since 1986.
Wow.
I thoroughly enjoy it. I am fortunate that I have worked in every department within this bank, and this bank has several departments. So I have a wealth of knowledge that I don't keep to myself, but I'm willing to share. I like working in this department, which is the External Relations Department. Part of it is the museum. So we don't do this alone, we do several other functions, events, also. I am deeply into sports. So at a younger age, I did a lot of track and field. I'm representing my school both at primary level and secondary level.
What is your high point in track and field?
My high point in track and field was the 100 meters.
You're good as Crawford?
I will say a little better. In my heydays.
You sure you're not from South, girl?
But in my heydays, I was very quick off my feet. I'm good off the track, something like that. I'm not into long distance. I am short-sighted. I must know what I'm doing, why. I'm a why person. If I can't know and see why I'm doing it, I could be a little rebellious.
But why?
But why? I must know why. I must see the end. And when I'm doing, if I have to do like cross country or if I have to do longer distance, I'm not seeing where I'm going to. I must see where I'm going to. Yeah. Right? But that's me. That's my downside. It could be a plus, it could be a negative, right? But I use it as a plus.
Okay.
I believe that a good example is better than correction. And I share that with my children. I share that with people I come in contact with. So I will not always correct you, but I'll show you the correct way. I like to talk, so what you say lunchtime was real good, you know? But I like to share my information. I am still into sports, so for Central Bank, and even when I was going to secondary school and Johnny, I played netball, and I still play netball, right? I believe in being healthy. I believe in not letting the doctor tell you to stop drinking something, but you do it for yourself. I also believe in challenges. I seldom see myself wrong.
Wow.
What are you? Yeah. I am July. So I will argue, I will fight. I am now learning to be a little humble in that area and to listen to people. Before I know what you were going to say, and I won't let you finish. Yeah. So I am learning, and believe it or not, I like to dance, I like to party. But it was also rebellion because my father was an ordained minister, and I guess was also rebellion. Yes. Right? I still like doing it. He never really, even though that was him, and I grew up in church, he never really pinned us down. We know what was correct, but he gave us a choice. Right? So that's basically me. But working Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago have a lot of benefits. You learn a lot. You learn a lot in the days of exchange control. I worked in that department, so I learned a lot. And it is a place that if you have young ones, that they could come and work and learn. Central Bank don't stifle you. They allow you to grow. Right? You get a lot of training. We have a gym, so you can go to the gym. We have a cafeteria. We have everything here. It's just for us to grasp it. Be thankful. I have also learned to be thankful in whatever state I am. Yeah. So I have been through sickness, I have been through ailment, but I have learned to be thankful. Yeah. I don't buy the hand that feed me. So that's basically me. So now we come in here with the answers. You want to come?
No, you have to send the
I don't want them to take too long with it, but Mr. Foot will take out to the PRO. And Miss, I want you all to just go into the museum for me. And Auntie Yvette, what was the question? She usually gives the hard question. But I want them to benefit from this, so I'll send them after.
Okay.
I will. So don't worry, I will. So this is group number? The last one. Alright, so the last shall be first, the first shall be last. So group number 5, and we are doing this because of the size, so that you will learn some of the things here, but you still getting a chance to go in the museum, right? Your question was,
Say that out. I love how you say that out.
I want this on camera.
Listen.
Okay, so this group, no hiding, come in. Yes, come in, sir.
No, she's asking the PRO and the chair. Wait, no, man.
Okay. So they want to say, which bird is on the $1 bill? Remember, I said this question. You will see the pattern when you go through.
Okay, hold this. Let me talk to Norma. She has to the PRO on the chair.
That's all the thing already?
The $1 bill, you go ahead. Which bird is on the $1 bill? $5. And the $10 and the $50. All right. They are going to now make a song that names Matma. After 4.
Matma.
Which one? $5. Where's the camera? $5.
So on the money.
After 4. 3, 4. But thank you very much. Group number 4. Group number 4. Group number 4. Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yes. That group, I didn't see your pictures, but that's okay.
No, it's Miss Robert, please.
Group number 4. Group number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 persons went to this group. No, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, we have to get
So we listen to their question.
Yes, the gold coin.
we had to find the coins.
All right. Very good.
And we also found the most recent coin. It was minted in 2006 when the TNT Soccer Warriors went to the World Cup in Germany.
Yes. Thank you very much. So what we are learning here, if you write it, is that we have commemorative coins. There is a $200 gold coin. You will see why in there. Whenever a coin is minted, it is minted for a reason. So we don't just mint coins carte blanche. Whenever a coin is minted, it's for a reason. Because usually it is minted with not the material that you will carry in your wallet. Yeah. So there's a $200 gold coin. Likewise, the most recent coin we did was in 2006 when our footballers, the soccer warriors, went to Germany. What coins we minted then? Anybody remember? It was a $10 and a $100. When you go in, you will see it. You are to keep these coins if you get them in your possession. They are not normally worth the face value, and the longer you keep them, the more they are worth. You can then trade them for whatever you want. That is legitimate, right? So thanks a lot. Group.
The $10 and the $100.
Yeah.
Okay.
The third group. All right. Your question.
Find the X and say Y.
Right. So all around our building there are X. This building and our building next door, which is, we call them the Twin Towers. That's Ministry of Finance. They do a different job function altogether from the central bank. And you tell them why the X is on the building.
The brace is to increase the tower's ability to withstand earthquakes. Tall structures are susceptible to shear waves. This is horizontal movement from left to right, which occurs during earthquakes.
Thank you very much. Very good. So just to expand on it, thank you very much. The X is not just a design. It was done it's called cross bracing. So in case of an earthquake, the building sways. So it goes from our ground level, I told you, to the 20 floors, it goes right up. And that is what have the building, apart from gold, still standing today when they are earthquakes. So it's not just a design. Thank you very much. Number 2.
I have a quick mind.
Right. So this group, the question was?
Find $1,000 bill and say when it was.
Correct. You found the $1,000 bill?
Found it, yes.
No, we didn't find it, we saw it, because if I find it,
and it got printed in 1940.
1914? Glad they said that. See, there was a time in Trinidad and Tobago when we used a $1,000 bill. However, similar to what I told you with the commemorative coins, there are people who also keep notes. They are coin collectors. And coins and notes. Mr. Chai Narayan Singh was the only person we could have got in contact with when we were doing our museum to showcase a $1,000 bill. That $1,000 bill, if he decides to sell it, is worth a lot. But he is within his rights to do that. So you hold on to them, keep them. When you go into the museum, you will see the money with the Queen's face. You will see when we use a $2 bill. These are bills to hold on to once you have them. Okay? Thank you very much.
the scissors.
The first group was to look for the pair of scissors. Take it away. I'll come and see the scissors after.
Our group was at the task of finding the ceremonial scissors. The ceremonial scissors was used for the opening of the central bank in 1986 by George Chambers, who was Prime Minister at the time.
Thank you very much. So remember I told you that central bank came into being through an act of parliament in 1964. We were in different buildings in Port of Spain. However, this building with the cross bracing that we are in was opened in 1986. And whenever you're opening a building, the ceremonials with the scissors cutting, it was used, that exact scissors was used by George Chambers. He was the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago for a short while after Dr. Williams died. He used that scissors. Thank you all very much. Can I say
I hope you take all the pictures of the scissors and everything.
Yeah.
$3,000 tell me I find them me and find it and see it.
Party done?
So go through the museum and then we're going to come back in. And just a brief recap. Certainly. Yeah, just a.
Please.
Yeah.
You spoke about like the value of paper money. What about coins? I remember my father had left coins with me. A penny, a 6 cents, a 12 cents, 24 cents, a 48 was I think a florin, I can't remember. And a 60 was a crown, I think they used to call it. And I have those coins. They're very precious.
You should hold on to them, but if ever you wish to part to them, you can get on either eBay or Amazon, and you can sell them for whatever you wish. If somebody wants them really bad, like how we wanted the $1,000 bill, they will get in contact with you. But you can hold on to them a little more. You can leave them for your grand, or if your grand not behaving, you can leave them for me.
Tell us about the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency.
The Bitcoin, I don't have much information on that, but I could get someone to get the information and you could leave with that knowledge.
Okay.
Bit and crypto. Bitcoin. I could get something relevant. I don't want to talk out of turn.
I hear you.
Right? Bit and crypto. Anybody have any other questions?
Can I be employed?
Yeah, but I will give you a form before you leave.
Please.
We at Central Bank are very nice too. We have a very vibrant retirees group, and they go out. Well, I should say we go out because you can join the retirees group from age 50.
50, yes. I just joined.
Like the other. We have all the benefits like the other staff. Central Bank treat their retirees very good. We go on field trips like you all. They have medical, etc. So yes, and from time to time we take back some of our retirees to work with us for short stints when we have functions. This is a place to be. Yes.
I want the form.
Here, I want to find her.
A sister?
Yeah, she
What's her
works
name?
records management.
Just now, records management. I tried to see who that could be.
Evelyn Farah.
Oh yeah, she's here. Okay, I better before.
Oh, Evelyn! Oh, yes.
I see 2 hands here. So keep your hands up, right? I'm coming to you.
You're talking about the cent. You have plenty cent to move.
Nice. So you know, okay, very good question. Let me answer this in 2 parts. One, I'm sorry you didn't tell me. She has a lot of sense. Sense.
The cents have no value. They're not making sense.
2 things I will tell you. 2 things I will tell you about it. I'm sure some of you will peep at it. You will notice we have 2 tables where we coin with cents. Central Bank is no longer making the cents because it costs the government too much money, right? For 17 cents to make a 1 cent piece.
That's not making sense.
It's not making sense. However, we still change it at the Central Bank at no cost to you. If I had known that, I would have told you walk with your coins when it's So because Hollis makes so nice, you will come back up, and when you come into the building, they will direct you to our tellers on the first floor, where they will go through a machine, it will tell you how much it's worth, and you will get, if it's plenty, it might take you about a half an hour. If it's not plenty, you can get it back in less time than that, right? We advise you to come in the morning, because our tellers close at midday. Right? Except on the Fridays. But thank you so much. Bring it up. Only the cents.
I can ask a question, please.
Just come up 1 sec. I saw a hand up in the back for quite a while. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Happy? Oh, when you Okay? Well, they say cow never too heavy for his head. So you have to bring it in. They won't send somebody out to bring it for you, right? You'll have to bring it into the building and save the next entrance. Just at one step above. People are buying theirs. Just extra buyer.
So that making sense then?
Question in the back? For the 50th anniversary of Trinidad Tobago. Well, the 50th, no, not that I know of, no. Only the $50 note, which you will see there. You all will see from the first $50. Anybody remember the year we did our first $50? I had the first one, you know. I can't remember. Okay. Miss, you want to look and tell them what your first $50 was? Yeah, the year. That'll be your question. So go down to
Yes. What happened? Somebody told me they went to change coins in the bank and they charged them.
Yes. Question to the front. When somebody, if people go to the commercial banks to change their coins, yeah, they charge them. It's legit. They charge them for the only central bank.
I will spend it in the grocery.
Only central bank we do, but they don't take it. They don't take it anywhere again.
25 cents, something I will send to the grocery.
But hold on to some of your 1 cent pieces. Just keep a few. You could. We give an example there. You could do anything with it. It's legitimate. You could decide to get a cup and put it on it. Carry anything. Yeah. Right. So the first $50 was made in
1977.
In 1977. There are plenty stories surrounding it, but the one I know that was gazetted is that it lost. That was gazetted. Was in the Gazette, and the Gazette is a reliable paper. A shipment was coming, and it was lost, and that is why. That's the story I have from the Gazette. Right? Yes, sir. When we start making cameras, $50. Which one?
That was on the billboard.
No, she does not have $50. The $50 was made during the era of the Governor Chawala Ramaran. Yeah. It had and that was made of polymer, plastic, polymer, similar to our bird paper. Right? It's made of polymer. That's the new one. So we have any more questions? If when you walk through the museum there are more questions, we'll dismiss them here. So you all can bring the questions, right? The young lady and gentleman on that side, we will start with you.
The early peoples, this is an obsidian, this is an adorno. And this was before money was made. And they also, yeah, they use it for trade, they also use that as a tool. And they also traded things like cassava, they made ceremonial objects, and they also used weapons. These coins here, these were forgeries, they are not real. This coin was a coin from Barbados, and if you look, you'll see a pineapple here, pineapple is on it. This is a Stanley. The square, they had a hole, and he used it in his stores. He had an import and export business in Charlotte Street. He also had other stores. He had one in La Brea, and when the plantation workers came to his stores, he would give them this for change. So you always had to be going back to Mr. Leland's stores. He was a very, very smart business.
Yeah, well, it was Chinese.
Yes, I heard that. You have quite a few pennies in the museum. And we have some ordinances. This coin was made to mark the bicentenary of the abolition of slavery. And if you look at it closely, If you look at this coin closely, you will see a broken chain on it. So that was when they made that coin to show that the slaves were freed. And the blue dollar and the $2, this is a replica of the $1,000 notes that she had sent them to find. This is a passbook.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Some more cents and sixpence and so.
Catch up with you one day.
This is a counting board. You know, like the abacus. It's a counting board, and the little coins in it are made of silver, and they're called Farnham coins. And this is a cash band. A little Indian coin called a paisa. And this is an immigration pass that was used by, well, after they freed the slaves, they still needed workers, so they had the indentured workers. And some of them, the majority of them were from India, but you also had those from Syria. You even had some of the very slaves who offered themselves to be indentured workers. This pass was used by someone who was 25 years of age when she came to Trinidad in 1912. She came in on the SS Mutla, and her great-granddaughter works in our museum.
Wow. History.
Yeah. And this is a commemorative medal, again, of the freeing of the slaves. Queen's head on the dollar.
There's the one copy that can make money.
Why? What got to that? You alone want to get rich or?
And some more notes. This was her father.
Yeah.
They have penny, cent, 5 cents in here. Yeah, we have a farthing. If you're looking for a farthing, I think they have a farthing up there. They have 2 farthings. These are here just saying, well, right now people use phones and iPads and all that to pay bills and all that. So they're saying perhaps the future of money will be in these things. This is a syringe that they use to chip animals. At this time they're using it for animals. But you never could tell if they will use it for humans eventually. So the one chip a penny? Yeah.
Won an award for the best design currency in 2014. So they won an award for it. What, an international award? Best design currency 2014.
And then I started
was a special $100 bill choke out.
Yes, I still have, yes.
Came out in 2009. Is it a limited amount? No, that's priceless. That's priceless. You don't see that.
She will have the beach up with her sails. Whatever she gives her to. You don't have to gauge that. But you have no problem
And they have a thin small piece in 1919.
Bing, 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 bing. Bing. Bing.
And this is called a trade meat, and it was used by the North American Indians in the Wampu Indians. And you have some small Indian coins, you have Chinese note and Japanese note there. And this card here, the one that says flour, that is called a ration card. And that would have been used in the war days when things were difficult and food was scarce. So people had to go to the shop. This one here, that says flour.
You can't use it now,
That says flour. So you would go to the shop, and you would get flour, sugar, whatever they were giving, and they would take it off so that people didn't try to go back again, because even then they must have had little scams and so. This one belongs to the curator of our museum, her grandmother. So we have some history also in the museum. Apart from what else we also have close connections to some of our employees. And these, of course, are food stamps.
So,
some of us
did the curator get his job because of the contribution of the coin? I don't know, I'm asking.
I was in the days of the Russian.
I am sure my mother must have had a my sister. My sister, like when she cleans, she don't look at nothing. She just throw them out, throw away the things. Yes. I wish I could find one of that.
There, the one that says flour. That's the identity sign.
My goodness.
And the biometric food card. And that's the proper one again.
So what do T-Fit are documented.
So big. This is not the actual thing that they would have found. I don't think that's 1914, first $1,000 bill that was printed.
Were you wrong?
No.
Just asking. It's something like you have experience.
I saw it there.
Okay. What are they looking like? What are they writing so?
Yeah, we're writing.
Like a sign for me, right? Sign for the PRO. Okay?
I came in here once.
Can I help you? What you hiding from? What?
I'm going to make a presentation to you at the end. I'm so sorry I don't have for everyone, but I want to acknowledge you, and I know I don't want to get into religion. I don't like that, but I want to say I know that honor, age is an honor. Honor thy parents so that Ephesians 6 you pass your 3 score and 10, and trust me, that's a privilege and an honor. I will honor you as you go.
You go into the horses.
Among the beautiful hills of the Welsh countryside are the foundries and workshops of the Royal Mint. But it's not all furnace and factory, because the buildings also house a most remarkable museum, where you will find some of the oldest, rarest, and most precious coins in the world. Occasionally, the coins are borrowed, so once in a while, the curate likes to check his stock. This is one of the first gold coins ever to be struck by a King of England, an Edward III noble, irreplaceable and years out of production. But the mint collection is always growing, because a mint is the place where money is made. The melting furnace glows with a mix of copper, zinc, and a tiny dash of nickel brass, the metal of £1 coins. The alloy is poured into the casting equipment, at the bottom of which it is solidified between two slabs of water-cooled graphite to be drawn off as a continuous strip. Because of the heat, the metal has reacted with the oxygen in the atmosphere and gone all black. Tools like this are used to scrape the surface clean. Aided by white lubricating fluid, the scrapers rip off the black oxide to reveal a golden shine. Squeezed between rollers working under enormous pressure, the metal strip is thinned and broadened like pastry under a chef's rolling pin. The precision rolling machine produces a strip that is exactly as thick as a £1 coin should be, wound up like a watch spring. Yet again, the metal is treated like it were pastry, as the blanking press punches 100 holes in it every second. The machine produces a glistening web, but the real joy of this press is round the back. Are these any list-winning familiar? They're called blanks. They haven't got the Queen's head on them yet, but they soon will have. Metal is tricky stuff because the more you push it about, the tougher it gets. This is called work hard. So, before we can strike the blanks with the Queen's profile, we have to cook them in the annealing oven. After a good long bake, the metal is malleable, which means it's softer. But look, the heat has oxidized the surface again. A bath with abrasive ball bearings provides an answer in a cauldron that is filled with a solution of sulfuric acid. After 20 minutes with acid and silver balls, the shine is again restored. But the would-be coins are now mixed up with all the ball bearings. The acid is washed off and the ball bearings fall through a sieve to be recycled. Meanwhile, the shiny blank starts their way to the drying chamber. The first impression of softened metal will be made by the rimmer. In the bad old days, certain criminals would clip the coins around the edge so they could sell the precious metal. This was all very well for the crooks, but it left the poor coins getting smaller and smaller. By having a pattern pressed into the edge, the coins are decorated and protected from the evil that is clipping. But they still need their obverse and reverse pictures, the heads and the tails. Coin designs are often drawn up here in the engraving department. The pictures and writings that you see upon coins and medals are created by patterns of relief that you can feel under your finger. The shading that the designer applies with her pencil represents just how the coins should look when the picture is pressed into the metal in 3 dimensions. The drawing is handed over to an engraver. She cuts every tiny detail into a block of plaster. In years gone by, the plaster model was then used to make a hard metal body known as an electrotype. The pattern on the electrotype would then be reduced on one of the Mint's magnificent old Janvier machines. As the electrotype rotates, the design is traced by a fine metal point fixed to one end of a pivoted bar. At the same time, the movement of the tracer is scaled down onto the tip of a tiny spinning cutter. Over the course of several days, the cutter produces a reduction punch from which working dies can be made, such as this one that may well have pressed the 10-pence piece in your pocket. After more than 100 years of service, the Janvier machine has now been replaced by more modern technologies. Here, a round ruby-tipped probe is scanning an original plaster model, and as it tracks, a digital recording of every tiny movement is transferred into the memory banks of a computer. The record of the scan can be used at any time by this cutting machine. It's faster than the Janvier, but what a terrible racket. The disc we see here is to become a collector's silver pound. It will be struck under dies with an amazing 200 tons behind them, the weight of a blue whale. 400 years ago, the striking had to be done with just a hammer in the hand. And out comes a silver proof that is almost perfect in every way. To make the pound in your pocket, there's a machine that works at a far sharper rate. If we open the door, you can see the press inside, bouncing up and down with a force equivalent to 60 tons. That's about 15 big elephants. This press can turn out 25,000 pounds an hour. From time to time, a coin is sampled to be sure the machine is working well. The coins are wrapped and stacked before being taken away for storage in one of the most secure rooms in the world, because it's filled to the ceiling with cash. And if you're lucky, some of that cash will make its way into your pocket. Coins are
Kids
very
time,
hard to
boy.
copy, which is why they hold their value. Another good thing about coins is if you drop them on a hard floor, they make a noise, so you can rescue them. The children are wisely saving their change for a rainy day. But who knows? The coins they're putting in this tin may eventually find their way home to the museum of the Royal Mint.
Hallelujah.
Two things I want to do. I want to make the presentation, and I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for being a good sport. Thank you for coming. Feel free. You can be at some forms outside for those who wish. You can always return with your church group, your social group, your friends. Once the group is over 15 persons, we ask that you call and make a booking, because we have bookings daily. 1 or 2 persons, less than 15, you can walk in anytime, 9 to 3, Monday to Friday. We don't have a lunchtime.
But if you come as let us say 4 persons, we will see the film?
Everything.
Okay.
And you'll get a guided tour that will be able to walk around with you and tell you through the panels. For the little ones, as I say, you get to color, they get to do different stuff, right? So feel free, you can come again. You can tell a friend, you can post your pictures on social media. And don't forget to tell your young ones about saving their money. A little today is worth a lot tomorrow. You know, and the best investment we can give anyone is to tell them to save their money.
That's right.
Yeah? The museum, we had a museum, it was called the Money Museum. It had some of these artifacts and different artifacts about 7 or so years ago. And then it was closed, it operated, and it was closed for about 2 years, and we reopened on January the 15th this year. But we did have a museum before. We have a lot of school children, we have a lot of visitors from external when cruise ships come in. So we depend on you to pass the word around so persons can get, and if groups are coming and they want a special feature, they can get that. For example, we have a department in here called the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman. And in that department deal with, when you get into accidents, motor vehicle accidents, and the accident company do not want to honor the claim, we are the final redress. You must have gone to your insurance company, be not satisfied with what you are getting. You come to us and we will work to make sure there's a win-win situation. We also have a national financial literacy program. That's a department that go out and tell persons about investment. They have town meetings, etc. So we have different departments. If you are coming, your child, for example, is in lower 6, upper 6, they want something on business or on economics, we'll get someone to do a little presentation, a PowerPoint for about 15 minutes where they can get for their SBAs, etc. So we do a lot of activities. There's a Gloria Edwards. Show me Gloria. Siberan. Gloria, after what is done, I would like you to just say a few words first, please. Gloria Edwards Siberan. I know you didn't get up when we had it before, but you can probably dismiss us in prayer, if nothing else has to be said. Gloria will do that first.
I have a question.
You have a question?
Pertaining to the coins, what is it, why are some of the coins on the edges smooth and the others are grooved? Like in the silvers, you have groove and
in the silvers?
The silvers is grooved.
Like
on the edges, on the edges.
edges.
Yes, and they have like cents, 5 cents, they're smooth and
it depends, because as you would have seen in the film, at the Royal Mint, they buy the coins. And when they buy the coins, then we at the central bank, similar to our notes, will say what design to put on it. We put our flowers and national instruments on our coins. So it depends on how they get the coins from the Royal Mint when they buy it. But it is good, right? Anybody? I saw you got up. Was it for a reason?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, you finished.
So I'm finished, so I can yeah, so that's basically it. Thanks, you all made it easy, because when I saw you all coming in on a day, by the way, when we were standing for you to come in, it was just for the head count. We must take the head count to see how many persons are in the building, so should there be an emergency. So for those who I let go back to pass through the scan, they didn't register. So at any time we know if something happened, we have 75 persons in here that we need to account for. That was the only reason. Right? Central Bank takes safety very serious. And thanks for cooperating. Thank you all very, very much. So before Gloria, at the end, you will give us the dismissal. I'll ask Dr. Philip to go to, what is Miss 93's name? Marjorie Holder, could you give this here to Marjorie Holder first, please?
I'll put money in it.
On behalf of the Central Bank Museum, I would like to present you with this token of our appreciation for you visiting us today. There's another gift inside of it.
All of you all were very, very nice. But I want to particularly the first lady that, if I can have somebody, I'd like to give you a token, please.
because you came out first and did so well, everyone else came out. And we are really honestly sorry that we don't have a gift for everyone. Absolutely. We don't have a night for everyone. But we really enjoyed you all. We sure you all enjoyed it too. And thanks again, all of you, for coming.
I am just here on behalf of this group. You see us in our purple jersey, purple diamonds. So, San Fernando Group of TAP, Trinidad Tobago Association of Responsible Persons. That's what it is. So, on behalf of our chairperson, this is Norma George Ocho, and all these beautiful people here, we would just like to say to you all, thank you very, very much. It was a very interesting talk. First time I've been up here, and I'm sure for most of the people here, first time they've been here. And, well, I should say thanks to Mrs. Ocho for organizing this for us. Every month we try to go somewhere in Trinidad.
And Tobago.
Oh, next month we're going to Tobago. August for games or whatever, but we're going in July for a day in Tobago to the Heritage Festival to spend a day in Charlottesville. Some of us. So again, you have been so, accommodated, explaining everything to us in detail that we could understand. It was very, 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 very interesting.
Yeah. All we could do now is the hot cup of tea.
This is a small group because our group is 200 plus. It's 200 plus. Our last count I think was 215 or something, so and every month it grows. Yes. So again, on behalf of Chairperson and media, we want to thank you so very much. Not you alone, but all three. Now we have to make, yes. Thank you again.
Mrs. Severan, who is Miss or Mrs.? Mrs. We have a gift now. We have a prize. We have two prizes to give away. Somebody's going to go away with $1 coin. We have $2 coin we're going to give away. I'm just going to ask 2 easy questions. Get it right, going to get the coin. Anybody can tell me now what's the name of the bird of the $50 bill? We're going to go away with one of these coins. Anybody? What's the name of the bird of the $50 bill? You went to the museum and you all saw it in the museum. You all saw it. Right, let's pass that one again. Somebody give me the right answer. It doesn't matter how you get the answer. Once you give me the right answer, I'm going to give it to you. So we have a winner. We have a winner. Yes, we have a winner. That's a $1 coin. We don't make it anymore. It's very priceless. Very priceless. We don't make it anymore. Answer first. Going to get this $1 coin. Anybody can tell me what's the name of the governor of the central bank? His full name. Going to get this one. Yeah, get the answer here first. Yeah, that's correct. I get the answer here. So the governor of the central bank, his name is Dr. Alvin Hilaire. What year did he become governor? 2015. What's your name? Mr. Gajero, we're going to say congratulations, sir.
Brooklyn and the dance world.
I know when you went to Mrs.
Already? Let the value go up now, after a few years. And we have Guyanese dollars, you know.
The gentleman said to me, do whatever I have to do, whatever I want to do. While the talent was going on, Mrs. Ocho was saying, well, get up and do something. But the songs were going on, and I did not want to come in and that. But I just want to share a little something, a food for thought before we leave today.
There was a mother who had a son. It's not the prodigal son. Seeing all our lovely ladies and gentlemen and everybody from the Central Bank here today. Every morning she gets up and she bakes a bread for the family, but she will make an extra bread, put it by the windowsill for whomever hungry that is passing by will be able to get that bread to eat. There was this old hunchback man will come every day and take this bread and go about his business and just mumble, the evil that you do haunts you, but the good that you do comes back to you. And she always wondered why he's saying whatever he's saying. She could not have understood what he was saying. Every day she did that. But she had a son who went out there. The country was very poor and he went to look for work. And when he went out there was nothing for him. And he started eating the scrums and on the wayside until he was so thin and lean and tattered clothes and all of that. But every day she will pray for him to come back and continue making this bread while the old man come and take this bread, mumble jumble whatever he had to say. So one day she got so fed up and she said, I'm going to poison this bread, which she did. While she was going to the windowsill to put the bread, she said, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? So she went and take back the bread, throw it into the fire, make another good bread and put it back there. The man came, he took the bread, said his words, went his way. While he left and he was going, her son was so lean, tattered, nothing to eat whatsoever. He was coming back home. While he was coming back home, he met this man. The man did not eat the loaf of bread as yet. And he said to him, could you share your food with me, please? And the old man, the hunchback man, took the bread out from his bag and gave it to him and said, you need this bread more than me. And he said, if I were to eat this bread, you would not have had anything. The guy took the bread, he ate it, and he got some strength in him to reach back to the mother's house. When he dragged himself and he reached there, he knocked on the door. His mother came out and saw her son in such a condition. And she just leaned on the door and cried and cried and cried. Asked him how he reached there. And he said about the hunchback man gave him this bread. Then she remembered and she thought about if she had given him the poisoned bread, it would have been her own son eating that bread and would have been dead, would not have been coming back to her. Just a little food for thought. There's a little more, but just a little food for thought. So, you all could pass it on, you all could put the little puzzle pieces and finish it off. So, I want to say, on behalf of everybody, thank you all, Mr. Philip, asking me to say something. And as we leave here, we pray and ask God that He continue to cover this building, cover you all. As you all taught us, showed us, educate us, we learned so much. We want to thank you all very much again. As we leave here, God give us traveling mercies. Again, I want to thank our chairperson, Mrs. Norma Ocho. She always looks after us. She seeks our interest and encourages us to be as what you see here today. So again, God bless.
I don't know how many of you are members of the National Trust. Yeah. It's on Sackville Street. Yeah. They have very, very interesting tours also. Yeah. I think next month they're doing one to Tobago to see the Mariah wedding. So I just thought I would say that to you. Yeah.
Nice to hear that. Sailor.
Yes, man.
The judge.
Yes, we're going in the magazine, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
You're going on YouTube.
We're going on YouTube.
We're going far.
And the magazines had to get some of this.
We get a lecture too?
We were supposed to, but the party is ready at 4:30. Somebody talking at us.
Maybe my presentation, maybe.
Oh yes, like they have a class or something.
You don't know what this is. You see them shell and thing again.
Conks.
Yeah, them big shell, you don't see that at all.
The recession.
Oh, them recession too. Shit. Where is the lottery?
Your memory good, girl.
Hey, grandma phone, man.
That's all I like. How you mean? What's your problem? Dr. Lex. Holidays, please, and find out.
Yes, I remember. What kind of cars them two cars? One is a Rambler, the next one is a Vauxhall.
Vauxhall Victor.
Victor Vauxhall.
This is our shaving cream. In gram. I was not wrong in them days.
Yeah, they used to mix it with the water. Yes.
And paste it and at the polish
I was looking at what the red house used to be.
I'll be back there.
Why it is, what caused the stop of the rice fields in Caroni?
In where?
In Caroni, in Central. The whole of Caroni was rice. Even on the highway when it coming up was rice on both sides. I want to know what stopped that. I want to know.
They was bringing in rice cheaper than they
No, I don't think it's so. No, it's still
Come like sugar then?
I think they're just cheaper at all. It either had to do with the water or the government at the time.
What year are you looking at?
Just before the highway building.
Well, the highway kind of passed through the paddy field.
Well, that is what, yes, that's what.
Eh?
And the sewing machine.
Wait.
What you keep saying and you turn in.
And we turn in. And what you swing a long time swing the thing.
The bucket.
Yes,
The toilet.
The toilet, yeah.
And he was in prison.
Yeah, and what you was it the cash register?
Yeah.
And what you cash register or the typewriter was whatever this is.
So
the lighthouse, it had water right to the bottom of the lighthouse had water. And right now look at land reformation. They take all around it to make Wrightson Road. And the jetty up here, the St. Vincent jetty, that's coming up here.
Yeah.
So this is the original lighthouse with no road around it. This too, as I still remember, when you used to go to Tobago with the 2 steamers in the beginning, they used to put in a pirogue and the man row it out to the steamer outside. And you come back on the wharf like this here, like here. Because the steamer couldn't come in alongside and had to row it out.
One
like crocodile or some kind of thing. What you only see?
And that's still surviving?
Yeah.
Whale.
There's a backbone.
There's a whale.
There's one of the backbone.
But why they said we couldn't come in with our cameras?
He said flashlight.
To turn the camera so I put the light on.
Not broad, yeah? As if you're using a flash camera.
Flash and there is not.
And I went and put back my iPad. No matter where I couldn't get it.
Go back.
I was here the other day. Look at that. Hollis, where do you live?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a question, I think.
You know, I now remember I have a boat with you.
With me?
Yes.
What kind of bone? Ham or chicken?
Hollis, how you gonna do me that?
These are the times we live in, girl.
No, you don't do people that, Hollis. I don't remember that.
You go make up for it, don't worry.
No, I ain't making up with you for nothing.
Oh, God.
You're too worthless. That's worthlessness. He's being bad.
Some ride I didn't give her.
Some ride you didn't give me.
Yeah.
Alright, I see. Some ride.
I didn't know she getting on so far.
Yeah.
Hmm?
You getting on bad?
Yeah.
You getting on red?
I know. You like it so?
I mean, they have some real caro. First time I see pictures. Yeah, so they just have them and they come up, they don't want to buy it, so they buy the whole thing. They have them big ones. There's always
shiny nut? Oh Lord.
Columbus boy.
Your top, yes.
Remember the barrel? We had one.
I like it cut and
yeah, they fix it back. Yeah.
But one time my sister was living in a house and that was big copper.
Yeah.
Little big copper. One big copper behind.
Yeah.
And then the telephone when they see
This
that
door
catch
closed?
rainwater.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Look, what's the fuck Columbus gave the man sale?
I yes.
Look at the tower one.
Yes.
No, that's not a tower.
That's not a tower.
What is that? That is a fryer.
Yeah.
Rum.
Wine and molasses is sugar.
Oh, molasses.
Story.
Hollis?
So they sort in long time.
Yeah, my grandmother used to all curtain edges. And they rub it up, they fold it, and they put it in another sheet. And that ain't coming out until Christmas, you know.
Yes.
And I understand.
So all this is our business from the university.
Yes.
Okay.
So coming out to this side, this is a project called Blue by Zara Country. The idea was to incorporate functionality into jewelry. Pretty much what you wanted to do was to bring idea that many persons, young ladies, like to go out and they don't like to carry a purse or whatnot. So what if your jewelry could hold your money and your credit card so that you just go without a purse? So if you look at each of the posters, you will see the different functionality of each jewelry. Unfortunately, this piece was stolen, but
I'm not
you can
sure.
see the work on it there. So you can look around on it and see how it works.
This team from the museum.
Yes.
I
They don't have all these people things and the scanners and oh, I see why you say functionality. You have a little thing here like a little pulse something.
This one,
And this one too, you could put this functionality, it was too easy to see.
Or you could flip this and have 2 chairs or 2 tables. And she has a kids version as well for kids and with incorporating lettering and imagery of it for kids to read and interact with. I think this was in the newspaper. Yeah. This here is a palette of the colors that you can possibly get the design.
So as you say, uni students, what happens is you get somebody to sponsor you after to expand into big business.
That's good.
Yes. Because if you have people doing this, you would want to go beyond.
Indeed.
Small business company.
He was pretty much looking at the idea and pretty much the problem that children nowadays don't know much about folklore. And what is a great way to integrate that but using games. So he has a game that he designed that shows you different folklore characters and it takes you through a whole story using the real scenarios that you find these characters. So Pakua, when there's a kid that walks through the game and you have to find the hunters and protect the animals and whatnot. So this was his project. If you look at the video, to tell you the whole going through it.
Using solid, nice pieces of material.
Yeah, all this is set up to create.
Is my project. So I was looking at jewelry, replacing materials, so having a more environmentally friendly materials. So what I did is I made a paper out of fibers, silk fibers and stuff like that. So all the jewelry pieces have that fiber material in it. So, like for example, this piece here, all the pieces have been cut, etc., are actually a paper that I made with fibers. And all of them have been waterproof and sealed, etc., so they can be worn.
And you are?
My name's Leah.
From?
Leah Clark. I'm from UWE.
UWE.
So, yeah. All this work here is from the UWE Final Year Art Show.
Final year, okay.
This is the paper too?
Yes, so the paper is incorporated in all of them in different ways. So in this one, I was trying to make the whole piece have that just the paper rather than the metal as well. So that's for this one. And all the designs are inspired by microorganisms. The things you see underneath the microscope, the designs and stuff like that. So all of them have some kind of aspect from that.
That's a bracelet.
Yeah.
On the side there.
It looks like a bracelet.
So right now I'm looking for Christmas. So one of the things I've been doing is like giving out the cards, and then when I
Yes, this one is
sort it out, and then I give like phone number if people don't have the Instagram and stuff